In this video, I'm going to show you how to build an Adobe CID campaign URL builder for your teams or agencies, right? So you have clean tracking code data, fewer URL mistakes, and better analytics. So um, this is not a full, what does Adobe Analytics look like tutorial. Um, if you want something of that nature and you don't know what a tracking code is or a field delimiter, and you just assume that Adobe Analytics uses the same UTM parameters as Google Analytics, I highly recommend you go to this complete guide to using Adobe Analytics blog post that we created, and it gives you the really good information on how your Adobe Analytics is set, what can you do, what can't you do, why is it not a UTM parameter, right? So we're not going to do that. For this, we're going to focus on uh, the hard part in marketing, which is how do you keep every marketer, agency, and campaign team using the same structure so that your business intelligence teams or your analytics teams can actually give you that mystical answer, which is this asset or this tactic perform best and why. So in here we have a template that is publicly available. You can go to cid.utmsmartmanager.com, or if you have an account, it's available in the gallery. And I like it. The reason why I like it is, number one, it has some of the fields that we are going to need. It has creative asset tagging already enabled, and we do a lot of this. So we're going to go in and modify it. So the first thing we're going to do once we're in this template and we see how it works, we're just going to click on copy and we're going to duplicate it. All right, so here we have our layout for the new copy. And the reason why we are modifying it is our marketing ops team all of a sudden decided that we should track country. And we weren't doing that before. So we need to modify either an existing template, right, in this case, or you could build one from scratch. I'm not going to do so in this tutorial. But I have my layout editor here. Every one of these fields has a setting. It seems like they align with these settings that were up here. You can see if I wanted to add new fields, I could grab some of these new fields, just drag and drop them. And you can see organizational fields. These were used in the Smart List Builder, or they were created in the Smart List Builder. And these fields are available for every form, right? So in this case, we are adding country to our tracking code. So I'm going to drag and drop it in here. And I'm going to start editing the settings for this particular field for this form. So I'm going to make it required. I'm going to modify that helper text. And again, I'm not just doing this just to make it look pretty. There is some logic behind this, right? And it happens when you have hundreds of people using the same form and they don't know what this means. So sorry. I'm just adding some stuff. A couple of things with this setting screen. Blank value is very important for Adobe CID, for us at least. And it's because we don't want our CID values or tracking codes getting messed up in analytics. So if this were not a required field, we would have done a blank value here of null or not set, for example. We use not set, and we would have modified it. Okay. Second thing is settings for each field are applied here. So no caps, underscore are important. And if I want a dependency, meaning don't enable country unless URL is filled in, I would have selected it here. So these are the fields for the country dropdown. It is a smart list dropdown controlled by the marketing ops team. So I'm not going to get into that right now. But I do want to show you the layout as it stands, right? So I think I needed to modify this one to also include country so that people know that it is updated. And I'm going to click done. And now you can see it. A few things that you might not have, but we do. So we have Asset Studio enabled with our business account. This gives us the ability to attach files and tag them with the same CID or tracking code values automatically whenever we attach a file. And we do that, again, because we want to make sure that when we are trying to measure the return on asset or return on investment per tactic, we are always comparing with the same parameters and not guessing, which tends to happen. All right, so once the layout is built, you can see that I have all the required fields that my CID value would need. I'm going to go in and design my form really quickly. I like outline fields. I'm going to change the background. Again, in this case, I would make it fit my brand parameters. I could change the button, build CID link. Let's make it a little wider. And let's assume I'm happy with this. Now I want to go to my list editor. So these are the drop-down values that are available for the form. I love that you don't have to go in per field. It's all in a central kind of location. And I can add dependencies real easy. So this is a template, right? I understand and know what the template looks like. So I'm not going to go into every single one of these. But I will show you what it's like to add a dependency so that if someone picks paid social, the field source would not show all these values, but only the paid social values. So in this case, I'm going to add Instagram, select it, and click on Done. And now we have a dependency added. One more thing, very, very important. Anytime you make a change in this view, you have to click on the save here. Otherwise, it is not saved. Just consider this as like a local Excel document, right? Not a Google Sheets that autosave. Just make sure you save it. And then you can see all of my drop-down fields here. You can see the smart list field country. I cannot go in and edit it. Only certain people that have access to smart list can. It is obvious why we would do this for organization-wide fields. These are form-specific fields. Next thing, so now we want to work on submission. What happens when someone clicks on submit? You would want it, I want it in a table. Some people want a display card. When it's bulk, I like it in a table. So to see how to set this up, the template already did most of this order that I like. I just have to add the CID parameter to the tracking code. And this is how hard it is. It's actually really, really easy. In here, it gives me the order, right? I added these delimiters because this is what we follow. And all I have to do is place where I want, select a new field, country, right? Make sure that I have a delimiter in between, and that's it. So why do I love this? Because it works with us as we change our parameters. It evolves with us. And from now on, any person using this form will have that parameter, and all of the links will be guaranteed to follow the same structure whenever they are built with this form. So I would click on Done. That's it. It really is that simple. I really love it, just because of how easy and adaptable it can be. And now let's just review what we did, right? So we started with design. Make it ours. Now our team gets happy. It's not some form that looks like it was built in the 2000s or late 1990s. It's actually pretty. Second, we modified the layout. Again, no programming, no code, drag and drop, just like you're used to. I did have one more thing to add here. We have some fields down here that are multi-select, not single select. You can see it here. The reason why we do multi-select for bulk is obviously you want the form to spit out a certain number of links at a time. So whenever you have a multi-select field and you want to have bulk link creation, make sure that you click on advanced and select bulk multiple answers. Otherwise, it's going to be pulled into one link. You don't want that for a CID builder. You might want it for other type of forms, but not for a CID builder. We want lots and lots of links created really, really fast. So we do that for multi-select fields. And then we went on to lists. And in here, we have a centralized view, right, where we can view all of the drop downs, all of the dependencies. I added a dependency for paid social. Each one of these fields has the same validation and formatting rules to ensure everyone who builds a link or attaches an asset or even uploads an asset follows our controls. We customized the layout and then we went to submit. If we had an enterprise account, we would have more different forms specific to marketing workflows. And here I'm just showing you the account that has the submission types for the campaign URL fields. And so we have display table, display card. I selected display table. We modified the campaign URL structure by going to advanced. This one was already created. So I just went in, added country, and I clicked on save. Last thing we need to do, real simple, let's name our form. So Adobe CID Builder 2026, oops, updated for country code. And you can add a vanity URL. I think it's important because it helps you remember it. So let's just assume you wanted to add CIDs. You would check if it's available. If it's available, it would come up as green and I could save it. I'm not going to do it for this form. And now I'm going to click on publish. So I could have previewed the form. I might have skipped that part. But since this was a template, I kind of knew what it would look like, and I just skipped that part. So once the form is done, you can go and share it, right? I just want to show you what it looks like. So I'm going to go here. My new form will appear underneath. This is the gallery view that I was trying to show you. This picture will refresh in a little bit to show the actual screenshot. Here's our new form. So I can start typing. I just want to show you really quick how our paid social, right, our country, is now showing Instagram. We have organic social, test campaign, whatever objective you want, whatever audience you want. This is the form. We've just spent a few minutes building it. One more thing, we do have Asset Studio, right? That gives us access to our images. We have had these filters already created when we set up Asset Studio. This is my new screenshot of the form. I'm going to attach it because we're going to start using that for, well, not for this example, but for other things, just so that you can see. You can see this is a multi-select field. Obviously, you can't select more than one. And we want a few of these CTAs. And let's call this a control. Okay. To test it, let's click on Build CID. I should have 6 links. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 created. And all I have to do is copy and paste the URL. If you want to view all of your submissions for one form, you can view it in here. Or you can go to the form submissions page. This shows you all of them. One more thing, this table that is part of the template, right, needs to be updated for country. All I would have to do is go here and add the columns. You can export the options and so on and so forth. So why did we do this? Well, we want to trust our Adobe Analytics reporting. We want to make sure that people do not fat finger or label things incorrectly or put in the wrong link structure. So we have this form used by all of our marketing departments, our different agencies, our consultants. We do have a different form for influencers, which we just kind of changed that a little bit as part of our policy. But this is it, guys. And you can see the images attached that now will have all of these tags associated with it. So we can see just even per image what performed best in what channel and whatnot. Okay, I hope this made sense. I hope you can see that this isn't just a URL builder. This isn't a quick fix. It is a structural fix that will enable your company to better start using data in a way that is easy to manage and control. So hope that helps. And please shoot us a comments or questions in the comments section, and we'll be happy to answer them. All right, cheers, guys.